You know that feeling, right? You've poured everything into a project, hours and hours of work, and you just assume, of course I own this. But when we're talking about copyright law, is all that hard work actually enough? Let's find out.
I mean, seriously, let's say you pour your blood, sweat, and tears into something, months, maybe years of work, you spend a ton of money. Does the law just automatically give you the copyright? It really feels like it should, doesn't it? Well, today we're going to poke a few holes in that idea.
So that gut feeling we all have, it actually has a name. It's called the sweat of the brow theory, and it's super simple. The idea is that just pure hard work, your sweat, should be enough to get you ownership. It sounds totally reasonable, right? But yeah, the law sees things a little differently. A lot differently, actually.
Okay, so let's look at the test case. And this is a big one. Telstra versus phone directories. This whole debate wasn't just some academic argument, you know? It was a real-life legal showdown over something you wouldn't even think twice about. And the result? Man, it really shook things up.
So what was this all about? Australia's white and yellow pages. And you gotta understand, this wasn't just some small project. We're talking a massive data compilation. It cost a fortune. And a lot of it was just spit out by a computer. It was a monumental undertaking. I mean, if sweat of the brow was ever gonna apply to something, you'd think this would be it, right?
So here's the million-dollar question. After all that effort, all that money, did it earn them copyright protection? Did they actually own it? What do you think the answer was?
Nope. The court's answer was a flat no. All that work, all that cash, it didn't matter. It wasn't enough to get copyright protection. Now, that probably sounds crazy, but stick with me because the reason why is the whole point of this.
And here it is, the line that changes everything. Straight from the Federal Court of Australia in 2010. Substantial labor and expense alone do not establish originality. Just let that sink in for a second. That one sentence just completely blows the whole sweat of the brow idea out of the water. So if hard work isn't the key, what is?
All right, so the core principle here is originality versus labor. This gets us to the absolute heart of copyright law. And not just in Australia, this is a global thing. It's this crucial difference between originality and just work. They're not the same. See, copyright isn't really there to give you a pat on the back for working hard. It's there to encourage actual creativity.
So here's the legal standard for originality. It's not about how much work you did. It's about the kind of work you did. It has to be the product of a writer's intellectual effort directed at its expression. Okay, what does that mean in plain English? Think of it like this. Stacking 1,000,000 bricks is a ton of labor, but it's the architect who designs the beautiful building who's showing the intellectual creative effort. That's the stuff copyright is looking for.
Let's just break this down side by side. In the substantial labor column, you've got things like computer-generated lists, just compiling data, and spending a lot of money and resources. On the originality side, you have human authorship, creative effort, and intellectual skill. See the difference? The court basically said Telstra's phone books had a ton of stuff from that first column, but almost nothing from the second, which is the one that actually counts.
Basically, the court decided the phone directories lacked any real human authors who were making creative choices. It was just a system, a computer process that compiled a bunch of information. There wasn't enough creative juice, enough intellectual skill put into how the information was expressed to qualify for copyright. The data was just, well, it was just data. Okay, so why does this matter now? I know what you might be thinking. A case about phone books from 2010? Why are we even talking about this? Well, because the ideas from this case are more important right now than they've ever been. They're basically the foundation for how we're dealing with some of the biggest questions in tech today. Seriously, the legacy of this case is huge in our digital world. Think about all the AI-generated content out there right now, or the massive databases that run everything we use. What about those playlists or news feeds that are curated by an algorithm, not a person? That phone book case forces us to ask the exact same question today. Where's the human authorship? Where's the creative, intellectual effort? And that's really the big question we're left with, isn't it? As machines get better and better at creating things, what does human authorship even mean anymore? It's kind of wild to think that a legal battle over phone books is now at the heart of this huge, futuristic debate. So I'll leave you with this. What does it mean to be a human author? And are we ready for whatever comes next?